I've been asked a couple of times to do a workshop tour, and I found it a little bit difficult to organise, partly because I share the workshop with a few other people. To explain the background of where I am, this is a old Georgian house that's part of a brewery which a collection of artists are renting off a developer. It's through a charity called Papasavva, and we all come from art backgrounds, so there's painters here, the sculptors and so on. I work with a few other guys, part of a art collective called BBKP, and we're kind of spread across the building. So the room I'm in now is the smallest room that we share. So this is where I read, I edit. We also have the 3D printers up here, which we're still working on, and I store some of my tools up here. The guys are also brewing beer here. We also develop photographs up here. It's a pretty small room. It's about 100 square foot, I think, maybe 90 square foot. I can't remember. And we've installed workbenches around here, so we've pretty much made the most out of what limited space we have. This is my cupboard which I store my tools in. It's a little bit empty now because I've started to move stuff downstairs. If you knew how many times I have to run up and down the stairs to make the videos that you watch, well, anyway, that explains why I'm so thin. This box was initially a giant bird box that I built for a festival that was held on a city farm in London. And when I finished with it, I realised I didn't really need or have the space for a giant bird box, so I turned it into a cupboard, which explains the gaping big hole in the door. But it's not really fit for purpose. It's starting to sag because it's just had so much weight in it. So this space is the garage. It's a shared space between all the artists in the studio. It has to be kept clear so other people can use it when they have larger projects, because they can't do it in their studio spaces. Many of the early videos I was making, I would film them on the table here. I would bring all my stuff down the stairs, work, and then take everything back upstairs. It was a real pain in the ass. I've got a barbecue here that I made from an old nitrogen canister. I've got it upright now. I want to use it to try and smoke some meat. The next thing I think me and the guys are going to do down here is build some boats for a canal project festival that we're going to do in May. So this is the workshop that we set up in the end. It's actually Nathan's space, and so he kind of works upstairs with us and that's now the clean space, and this is kind of where we brought all our tools together. It's a little bit bigger than upstairs. The latest thing that I've done down here is try to fit more of my stuff into this cupboard. I found a couple metal chests which were left out at work. They're going to be skipped, and I managed to get them. I took the wheels off one and it fit perfectly into this cupboard. I built a shelf onto the other side. I've been able to get loads of stuff in here, which means I don't have to run up and down the stairs as much. I'm going to make a separate stand for the table saw because it is a little bit too high sitting on this cupboard, and then I'll bring the last few things I've got upstairs. I'm going to make another cupboard to put the toolboxes underneath. My thinking behind it is because we're renting this space, I wanted to make sure that my gear is kind of like kept in one place and easy to move and easy to store in case we have to leave at some point because of whatever the developers plan with the site. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting and you can see how I and we work